I was thinking it's 7:30, so I didn't pay attention to that.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam. All goes to Srila Prabhupada. That's, I don't have a laptop with me. Okay.
Prabhuji, we are doing Bhagavatam or
Yeah, we'll
appearance
do
day?
Bhagavatam. We will do Bhagavatam and then
Okay.
both. Okay, so let me go ahead and recite the verse, and then we can talk about further thing. So today is Canto 7, Chapter 3, text number 14. That's what we are doing it. And the canto is entitled as Signs of God. And the chapter is, I think, I'm going to read the chapter. Okay, chapter 3 is entitled as Hiranyakashipu's plan to become immortal. So we are doing the text number 14. So let me go ahead and read text number and then chapter 3. I'm sorry. It's taking time. Okay, I'm reading the verse. Iti vignapito deve Bhagavan Atmabur Nrupa Parito Bhrugu Dakshaya Jair Yayayu Daitya Swara Saram. Translation: O King, being thus informed by the demigods, the most powerful Lord Brahma, accompanied by Bhrigu, Daksha, and other great sages, immediately started for the place where Hiranyakashipu was performing his penances and austerities. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Lord Brahma was waiting for the austerities performed by Hiranyakashipu to mature so that he could go there and offer benedictions according to Hiranyakashipu's desire. Now, taking the opportunity of being accompanied by all the demigods and great saintly persons, Brahma went there to award him the benediction he desired. I will chant Mangalacharan and then we will go ahead and we will discuss. Om Jnanatirmirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshuruanmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namavom Vishnu Padayam Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Kaura Tvishe Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpati Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Suti Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo Hare Ramo Rama Rama Hare Hare. Once again, I'm sorry for being late. I could not. I was thinking it's 7:30. Somehow, I was giving classes here previously also. Somehow I forgot it's. I never thought it's 7:20. However, we'll go ahead quickly and then start discussing. So today we are discussing in the verse where after the Devatas, when they come to Lord Brahma and started praying to Lord Brahma and informing him that if you don't take certain action, Hiranyakashipu is actually aiming for your position as such. So one of the surprising things which we can see within these Vedic scriptures or Srimad Bhagavatam, or in general also we can find that most of the times the demons, either they worship Lord Brahma or Lord Shiva. Most of the times we can find they worship Lord Brahma, actually, than Lord Shiva, at least for benedictions. Now, even if you take an example of Ravana, even though he is the devotee of Lord Shiva, but actually the Ravana and Kumbhakarna and their sister, I think now both of these brothers, they were worshipping Lord Brahma. They were performing austerities for Brahma so that Brahma can give them some benedictions what they wanted. It happened that with Ravana, actually, we can see the wonderful history of Ravana. Ravana and as well as Hiranyakashipu, both are Brahmanas by birth, as such. According to Kali Yuga, then we consider them as the Brahmanas. But otherwise also, the Hiranyakashipu's father is Brahmana, and even Ravana's father also. Hiranyakashipu's father is the Kashyapa Muni. Ravana's father is, I forgot the name. His mother actually belongs to Daitya family, that is from a demoniac family. So by the time when the Devas, they were attacking the demons, demons could not stay even on planet Earth also. So they used to live underground. Sometimes they used to come out. And that time, Ravana's grandfather thought that they should have some wonderful personality in their dynasty. So that's why he tells his daughter to marry a Brahmana. So his daughter then she changes her entire attire and then she becomes like a beautiful girl, and she goes in front of a Rishi. And Rishi, even though knowing everything, he marries her. And through that Muni, she gets Ravana and Kumbhakarna. But then that Muni, other son is also Kuvera. And the Kuvera is having such a wonderful wealth. And then actually the Sri Lanka, the Lanka has been built by Kuvera. What we are talking about in Ramayana, what we discuss, or what we hear, that the entire Lanka is built with gold, is actually built by Kuvera. And then when Kuvera, after seeing the Kuvera and his wealth, Ravana's mother chastises him that you have no use. See your half brother, how he is so opulent. And that's how the Ravana and Kumbhakarna, they goes to Himalayas, and there they perform the austerities. And then the Brahma appears there and then gives them the benedictions. What are the benedictions they're asking for? We are not going much deep into that. The same thing also we can find with the Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu is actually well versed with the Vedic scriptures. So much so, when the Vishnu, in the form of Varaha, when he killed Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, he preaches his family members according to Vedic scriptures. And then he talks about that we are not this body, we are spirit. So, but then see what happens. He wanted to take a revenge, and that's how then he wanted to worship Brahma, and he wanted to get benedictions from Brahma. And then we can see whoever we are, whatever the condition we are in, but when we pray and worship to the saintly persons, they will be pleased. Now I keep saying this thing. Even when we are worshipping Tulsi, when we do Tulsi prayers, we first glorify Mother Tulsi, Tulsi Maharani. Jo tumara saranaloye tara vancha purna. Whoever takes shelter of you, and their wishes are fulfilled. That's what we pray to Tulsi Maharani. So we glorify her first, and then we put up our request. What is our request? Mora ye abhilasha. So we said, this is the only one desire I have. What is that desire? Sevadhikaroti. Give me the service of Sri Radha and Krishna. And this one we devotees. It's not only with Tulsi Maharani, with any other, with anyone as such, including the devotees also. When you go and glorify devotees, and then we put up our request. This is what. So the same thing here, Hiranyakashipu is trying to please Brahma by praying to Brahma, and then when Brahma is pleased, then he is going to get the benedictions. Now when the Devi and Devatas, when they talk about how Hiranyakashipu is performing these austerities and how he may take up the position of Brahma, in this verse it specially talks about Brahma, then finally went to Hiranyakashipu. And then Srila Prabhupada writes in that, when the Brahma finally finds out or sees his austerities are matured. This is again a wonderful point, wonderful thing which we can see. Now here you're talking about when Hiranyakashipu is performing austerities, once his austerities are matured, and then Brahma is going. Brahma is appeared in front of Hiranyakashipu. Even the same thing, either giving a benedictions or giving the punishment also, only when it is matured. Even if somebody is performing sinful activities, they won't be punished immediately until unless it is matured, and then the punishment happens. For example, the Ravana, even though he performed so many sinful activities, but then it has become matured when he stole Mother's seed. And that's how he has been punished. We can see in the example of Shishupal, Krishna has given benediction to his mother that he will not kill Shishupal until he blasphemed him 100 times. In a row, in a row. Not like Krishna is not counting from his birth till whenever he dies. He is not counting sequential. He is counting only in a row. That happened only at the time of Rajasuya Yajna when Shishupal started blaspheming Krishna, and when it reached 100, until 100 Krishna was waiting. So till it matures, then Krishna is given the punishment. And here we can see Hiranyakashipu also, punishment Hiranyakashipu got in the form of his death through the hands of Lord Narasimha is only when his sinful activities matured. That is, when he decided to kill his son Prahlad, that's the time Lord appears. So this then slowly we move into this today's appearance of Lord Narasimha. So the Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanirbhavati bharat abhyudhanam adharmasya tadatmanam smrujamya. He says, whenever, wherever, when the religion is declining, and that's the time he appears. And then he tells in the next verse what he is going to do when he appears. Paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya chadushkrutam dharma samsthapanardaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Paritranaya sadhunam, I protect my devotees, and vinasaya chadushkrutam, I punish demons. To re-establish dharma, I come again and again. That's what he's talking about. Now we can see Krishna has taken many avatars, like Lord Ram and Lord Krishna and Parashuram, so many. In each and every avatar, Krishna, when he appears, he's not killing one or two. He's doing this in wholesale as such. Like when he appeared as Lord Ram, he not only killed Ravana, but he annihilated his entire dynasty, whoever is supporting Ravana, other than those who have taken his shelter. That is Vibhishan and his associates. Whoever is taken shelter of Lord Ram, he didn't kill them. And same thing is with Krishna also. But one avatar, that one incarnation, it happens purely for one devotee, and it's purely to kill one demon. And that is Narasimha avatar. So Krishna appears in the form of Narasimha just to protect his devotee Prahlad Maharaj. In the process, killing Hiranyakashipu. And this is one of the reasons in ISKCON we worship Lord Narasimha. Because Lord Narasimha, he appears just to protect Prahlad Maharaj. He is not really worried about what Hiranyakashipu is doing. So much he is troubling people. Of course, these are all, as we discussed, once it is matured. So that is the epitomost, that is the mature stage when he wanted to kill Prahlad Maharaj. Now, it says that Krishna is in more anxiety than his devotees. in any way, either to protect them or to bring them back to his abode. Even though living entities are not really paying attention to Krishna, but Krishna is in more anxiety. How can he bring these devotees back to his abode, or back to the spiritual world? That is his anxiety. That's the reason he comes again and again and again. In a way, we can see it is a self-advertisement which Krishna is giving actually. Because people are not paying attention, he is advertising himself. Look at me, see me, take my name, recite my glories, listen to my pastimes so that you can come back to spiritual world. So that is the anxiety of Narsimha Bhagavan or Krishna when Hiranyakashipu is pointing, asking Prahlad, pointing to the pillar in his palace, where is your Vishnu? Is he there in this pillar? Is he there in that pillar? It says that Krishna is in such an anxiety, you don't know which pillar Hiranyakashipu is going to show. So he appeared in all the pillars in the entire palace of Hiranyakashipu. So whichever the pillar he is going to show, and he is going to come out of that pillar. It comes like the same pastime, another pastime. When Krishna is sitting with Rukmini, when he's playing a chess match, for some reason, most of the times, Krishna is the one who always wins the match. But for some reason, on that day, Krishna is losing match after match after match. So Rukmini asked Krishna, what happened? Is there any of your devotee in trouble? Krishna says, yes, one of my devotees in trouble. So Rukmini could understand. The reason Krishna is losing chess match is because Krishna is disturbed. Krishna is in anxiety. So Rukmini says, why so much anxiety? You are in everyone's heart. You can immediately reach devotee. And Krishna says, no, that is too late. Then the Rukmini says, you are there in each and every atom. You can immediately appear from any one of the atoms. Krishna says, that's also too late. And then finally Krishna stands up and then tells Rukmini, it's the time, I have to go. Rukmini then asks, then how come you were able to go now? Previously you were not able to go, but then now you were able to go. Then Krishna says, my devotee paved a road for me in the form of tears. So I can be able to reach immediately. So that's how then Krishna reaches Draupadi, and then he could protect Draupadi. So we see how Lord in anxiety to protect his devotee. In another example which we can see, when one of the disciple of Ramanujacharya, by the order of his guru, he started staying on top of Tirupati hill, Tirumala. When he is staying there, and he is developing Tirumala for serving Lord Vishnu, Venkateshwara. So he was growing so many of flowers. He made such a wonderful garden there. So once it happened that as he was making this garden, as he was preparing, as he making the planting these small flowers, flower plants, snake bites him. So when the snake bites him, his disciples comes to him and they tells him, Guru Maharaj, please take something. Do something so that you'll be cured from the snake bite. He don't listen to them. He continued to do his seva. Then the disciples, they run into the temple and then they pray to Lord Venkateshwara, Lord Vishnu. Please protect your devotee. He is bitten by snake. So then immediately he appears and then he speaks to him. He tells him, please do something. The snake is bitten you. Of course, that time the devotee, he tells, he speaks so wonderfully. That is his devotion, which we can see. He says, I am filled with poison in the form of anarthas within my body. What this snake poison can do to me, because my anarthas are much stronger than in the form of a poison, than the poison of a snake. And then he says, even by any chance, the poison of the snake is much stronger than my anarthas, then I'm going to leave this body. What is the harm in this? If I'm leaving this body, I will be coming to Vaikuntha, I will be serving there. And if my anarthas are more, and if that is the snake poison cannot win my anarthas, then I will be serving here. So what is the loss in this? There is nothing else. Why should I have to rush and do something for it? Either I'll be doing service here, otherwise I'll be doing service in Vaikuntha. So that is the consciousness of this devotee. So, and of course, that is the anxiety of the spiritual rod, which we can see, the Krishna, how he wants to protect his devotees. So here, Lord Narasimha, he appears in all the pillars of, in the palace of Hiranyakashipu so that he can protect his devotee, Prahlad. It is not that he is not protecting Prahlad. He was protecting Prahlad from the beginning as such. When he is putting him under the elephants, he could have done here also like that. But he want to prove his word. He want to prove the word of his devotee to be true. That is, Prahlad says that Vishnu is everywhere. Wherever you see, there you can find Lord Vishnu. He is there everywhere in all the places. And then the Hiranyakashipu asks, where is he? He is there in this pillar. And Prahlad says, yes, he is there in the pillar also. And then when Hiranyakashipu, when he points the pillar and when they try to hit the pillar with his club, and that's how the Narasimha Bhagavan comes out of that pillar, because he wanted to prove his devotee words are true. We all know that how Krishna, he gives more value to the words of his devotee than his own words. That we can see that. If somebody is committing an offense towards Krishna, he is not that much offended than if somebody is offending his devotee. Like here in this verse, it talks about Brahma is going to Hiranyakashipu with others. Who are those others? Especially Srimad Bhagavatam talks about Bhrigu Muni. Srimad Bhagavatam talks about Daksha. Bhrigu Muni is having some history. It's a beautiful pastime. Once when all the sages assembled together and they wanted to find out who is the Supreme Lord. It's a long pastime. I will try to make it short. So then they decided one of the Rishi, one of the Muni will be their representative to find out who is the Supreme Lord. So they appoint Bhrigu Muni as their representative. So the Bhrigu Muni, he goes to Lord Brahma, and Lord Shiva, and Lord Vishnu. So when he visits Brahma, he didn't greet Brahma, Lord Brahma. So that's where Brahma gets offended. Then Bhrigumuni decides, no, Brahma is not. Then he goes to Lord Shiva. So here he does a manasik with Brahma, that is not wishing him. But then here with Lord Shiva, he does a verbal offending. He's telling Lord Shiva, what is this? Of course, he is his brother only. What is this avatar? What is your condition? You always apply ashes on your body and you don't take care of yourself and no house, nothing. And Shiva gets angry. So we see he does a manasik and then he does a verbal. And then the next he goes to Vishnu. And there he does a physical as such with Vishnu. How? He kicks Lord Vishnu on his chest. And that's how he's trying to offend Vishnu. But then Vishnu says, I'm sorry, I didn't pay attention that you are entering into Vaikuntha. Brahmanas are my worshippers, my worshipping living entities, Brahmanas. I worship Brahmanas. So that we can say, Namo Brahmanya Devaya, Go Brahmanya Hitaya. Go and Brahmana Hitaya. He is the well-wisher of cows and there is the Brahmanas. That is Lord Vishnu. But then that pastime continues actually. That how Mother Lakshmi, she gets angry and then she comes down to material world, that's planet Earth. And that's how she resides in the Kolhapur, where she's performing tapasya. And then the Lord Vishnu is such of Lakshmi, he comes. And that's how he becomes as he stays in the Tirumala hills. That's where is the Lord Vishnu. That's what we can see. So this way we can see Lord Vishnu do not pay attention even if somebody is offending him. But then if somebody offends his devotees, that is more severe. He takes it very serious. So he want to fulfill the words of his devotees as such. And then when Hiranyakashipu is trying to kill Prahlad Maharaj, he could not bear it. And as I said, how Krishna wants his devotees' words to be come true as such. That we can see in the pastime of Bhishma Dev in the Kurukshetra war. And since Bhishma Dev gave a word to Duryodhana that I will make sure Krishna will hold a weapon. And Krishna did not pay attention to his words, that he given his word to Duryodhana and Arjun, that I am not going to catch any weapon. I am not going to hold any weapon, but I will be on one side. I can be on one side, any one side. Krishna is ready to overrule his whatever the vow he has given or vow he has taken, just to fulfill words of his devotee. He picks up the chariot wheel and then he charges against Bhishma. Again, that pastime is again wonderful pastime actually. Why again Bhishma took that vow is again beautiful pastime. That how Duryodhana chastises Bhishma that even though you are such a wonderful chivalrous person, but you are not fighting to your full capacity. And Bhishma gets angry because Duryodhana says that you are partial to Pandavas and all. So Bhishma gives 5 arrows to Duryodhana. He chants 5 arrows and then he tells Duryodhana, if I keep these arrows, my heart will change. So keep them with you. Tomorrow I will take it in morning. Give me first thing in the morning. Give me. Then I will kill all the 5 Pandavas with the 5 arrows. But then Arjuna and then Pandavas, they appear in the tent of Duryodhana. Atidhi Devo Bhava. Duryodhana invites them and then asks them, what do you want? You want the stop this war and give you the kingdom, I'm happy, I'm ready to do that. But being Kshatriyas, they do not want to take kingdom by begging. So no, we want to fight. Then what do you want? Arjuna says, give me those 5 arrows. That's how the Duryodhan gave those 5 arrows. And next day morning, when Bhishmadev asked Duryodhan, where are the 5 arrows? No 5 arrows. Duryodhan tells him, then Bhishma understands whose plan is this. And that's how the Bhishmadev, he takes the vow that I will make sure Krishna will catch. Krishna will hold a weapon. Even though he has taken a vow that he is not going to hold a weapon. So we can see how Krishna, like it says that if the person is always listening to his wife, we call it as a hand-picked husband. So Krishna is a hand-picked Lord. He always worried about his devotees, full of anxiety about his devotees. And he listens whatever his devotees says. And that's how Lord Narasimha appeared just to protect one devotee, not for annihilating any dynasty, not for killing so many people, just for one person. That is Prahlad Maharaj. And that's the reason we worship Lord Narasimha in ISKCON temples from morning till evening, all the times when we worship, when we do Arati. And Lord Narasimha is again to put more weight on that. Lord Narasimha is so angry when he appeared, because after killing Hiranyakashipu, he could not. He is seen with so anger, including Lord Brahma and Mother Lakshmi. They are so scared. And again, just by seeing his devotee, Prahlad, he was so happy. He was so happy. And he took Prahlad in his lap. That's how we could see Prahlad Narasimha. So on this day, it's a very, very auspicious day where Lord Narasimha appeared to protect his devotees. And that's the reason we worship Lord Narasimha whenever there is any calamity. Even though we can worship Lord Krishna, even though we can remember Lord Krishna, even though we can chant Hare Krishna mantra. But when we invoke the names of Lord Narasimha, Krishna immediately in the form of Narasimha appear to protect his devotees. So I had many personal experiences, I know, and for sure, all of you must have and will have personal experience of worshipping Lord Narasimha or praying to Lord Narasimha whenever there is a calamity, and then how you are all and we are all given protection by Lord Narasimha. So I will stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. If anybody is having any questions and comments, please feel free.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. It was very excellent lectures you gave today, and I really appreciate. This is Mahesh Pandya.
Hare Krishna, Mahesh Prabhu. Thank you very much for your encouragement. You are so kind. You always encourage me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions, comments?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you for such an inspiring talk. I just wanted to check with you that Tirunamali is also Lord Shiva's abode and uh, Lord Vishnu's abode, right?
Which one, Mataji?
Tirunamali, where nowadays Ramana Maharishi's ashram is.
No, that I don't. That is in Tamil Nadu, I think. I was talking about Tirumala. Tirumala is nothing but Tirupati Balaji.
Oh, okay.
That's the place. That's the place
Thank
we discussed. Thank
Right.
you.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions, comments?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji Dandat Pranam, all grace to Sri Prabhupada. It was such a nectarian class. It was so much purifying your association. After a long time, we are getting to hear from you, and we value it so much. It's there's just nothing called coincidence. Everything is Lord's plan, and is ordained on the nature to implement it. And that we come to this it happens to be it is Narasimha Chaturdashi, and we are in
Yes.
that Narasimha Leela. It's so nice.
Yes.
Is
Yes.
Lord so much mercy, and
Very
that He has put in these two things together.
Very
I was thinking, and
wonderful. Yes. I was thinking the same thing yesterday when I was reading this verse. I was thinking that, wow, how wonderful it is. We are trying to discuss about Narasimha and Hiranyakashipu on the day of Lord Narasimha appearance day.
yeah.
It's really yes. Chaitanya Charan Prabhu says, the Lord remains anonymous in the name of a coincidence.
Yes,
So
yes,
it's all arranged by Lord.
yes,
Yes.
everything.
Thank you.
Bhungte prakriti jan guna karanam guna sangas.
Yes. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Any other questions? Comments?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I'm Geeta once again. It's just a comment. I went to ISKCON temple in West Virginia, and that's the first time I saw Lord Narasimha's. That we pray to him, and like I've been born and brought up in North India. I've never been to a temple, and it was very surprising and inspiring as well to get introduced to this. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
You're welcome. Yes, you find actually Narasimha temples more in South India. There are many temples and many places they worship Lord Narasimha. In South India, you'll find one of Simhachalam is one of the place where Narasimha and Varaha. It's called actually Varaha Narasimha. He is half Varaha, half Narasimha. And there is a place known as a Mangalagiri. They call it as a Panakala Narasimha, where Narasimha Bhagwan, he keeps drinking what is called as jaggery water, good pani. He keeps drinking good pani, and if you pour so much of good pani, and then he gives something back as a prasadam, and then that pujari offers back to us. So that is there. And Ahobilam is the place where it says that Lord Narasimha appeared there, and then he killed Hiranyakashipu. Ahobilam, it's a beautiful. There are almost around, I think, 12 Narasimhas are there in Ahobilam. That is one of the place. Even in Jagannath Puri also you will find Narasimha's temple there. So there are so many Narasimha temples you can find, and especially in South India.
Right.
They worship Narasimha there. Yes.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Madana Pranam to you. Shiv Prabhat ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much for, after long time we heard you. We missed your association, and we are really glad to have you back and, hearing class again from you. So Prabhuji, just like Mataji was asking, uh, why is it that Narsinga, deities, self-manifested deities are all over India, or maybe outside India too? I mean, how is that happens? Is it that some different incidents happened, and then and also I remember I went to this place, Vrindavan Dham, and the place where Krishna had opened his mouth, and like the mother was saying, you are eaten mud and all. So the
Yeah.
Yamuna is flowing. That was a beautiful place, and there were self-manifested deities there. So what happens is, wherever the Leela took place, the deities were manifested. If you can talk a little bit about how does that happen, that the Leela and the deities, what is the connection? And also, why is it that, that means some form of, are we seeing that this Leela of Prahlad Maharaj, Hiranyakashipu, is happening all over India at different places, and that's why, or is it that some other Leelas are happening? So some questions are there. I wanted to ask you.
So, according to Srimad Bhagavatam, let's come back to the last question to first. According to Srimad Bhagavatam, it is not happening in only one time. It happens in yuga after yuga cycles. This keep happening. So it can be in one yuga, it can be in one place. In another yuga, it can be in another place. And again, it's not that in all the yugas, Jai and Vijay are coming down as a Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha. In many yugas, Jai and Vijay can be the demons who are qualified to become as Jai and Vijay. They become as the demons. Not necessarily it's always Jai and Vijay. One of the yuga, it is a Jai and Vijay, and that's what Srimad Bhagavatam is talking about. The similar way, the pastimes can happen at different places. It may not be all the time at one place. That is one of the thing which we can look at it. The other way to look at it also is that now I was hearing a lecture of His Holiness Radhana Swami. He talks about some of his god brothers, Prabhupada disciples. Even though the ISKCON movement talks about Radha and Krishna, but some devotees are attracted to the form of Lord Narasimha. And then the other devotees, they're asking them, hey, come on, what? You are worshipping only Narasimha. What about Radha and Krishna? And they say, yeah, it's fine. It's next lifetime. But this lifetime, I am worshipping Narasimha. Narasimha. That's how they are attracted to Lord Narasimha. And they worship Lord Narasimha. So when somebody is worshipping Lord Narasimha, when somebody is attracted to Lord Narasimha, as we discussed, how Lord is handpicked Lord, how he is handpicked by his devotees. Because of his devotees, he appears the desire according to the desire of a devotee. Now we see in Mayapur, Narasimha is there. The devotees wanted that Narasimha Dev over there. Ugra Narasimha. Ugra Narasimha means he is really Ugra Mayapur Narasimha. He is not an ordinary Narasimha. He is not a peaceful. He is not Lakshmi Narasimha. He is not a Prahlad Narasimha. He is Ugra Narasimha. Ugram Viram Mahavishnu Jwalantam Sarvatomukam. Narasimham Bhishanam Bhadram Mrityo Namamya. He is burning everywhere. Even when he made even when it was sculpted of the sculpture, after he did everything, And the devotees did not go immediately. And wherever this deity is there, is burning everything. It's in and around the surroundings of the deity. Then that person somehow or other called devotees and then told them, you please come and take this Narsimhadev from here, because he is sab jagah pe jala rahe hain idhar. He is burning everything. He is burning the huts, he is burning the houses, wherever he is there. So please come and take him and immediately install him and start worshipping. So he appears. Now why? The devotees wanted that Narsimhadev because they had a bad experience where there were the dacoits, and then so they wanted to protect Mayapur Dham. So they wanted to have some Narsimhadev. Wanted a Narsimhadev there. That's how they brought. And that's how, according to their desire, Narsimhadev appeared there. So depending upon the desire of devotees, Narsimhadev appears. In New Vrindavan, Lord Narsimha you will find. Again, the same problem, dacoits problems here, some other problems. So the devotees decided to have Narsimhadev so that he can protect this dham. So that's when Narsimhadev appeared. But the devotee decided to have Shanta Narsimha, Prahlad Narsimha, not Ugra Narsimha. So that's how here you'll find Shanta Narsimha. Narsimha is peaceful here, Narsimhadev. But still he protects his devotees. So depending upon the mood of a devotee, Lord appears in that. We can see in Kanchipuram, Sri Varadaraj. Now how that deity appeared? Because Lord Brahma wanted to Lord Vishnu, and that's how the deity appeared there in the form of a Varadaraj. The name Varada Raj means who gives the benedictions. He is the king of giving benedictions. Vara. Vara means benediction. He gives the benedictions like this. Brahma wanted to worship him. That's how he appeared in that form. Like this, we can talk about so many things, so many places where Lord Narasimha or Krishna appears depending upon the mood of a devotee. However, the mood of a devotee is there, according to that mood they appear. Is that okay, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. So that means it's the Lord, like you said in the beginning of the class, Lord of protection. So basically, whenever the protection is needed, the devotees pray, and then, that's what, it's only for protection, basically, right?
Narasimhadev, yes, for protection. We worship Narasimha. But then again, as we worship him for protection, but some devotees, as I mentioned, as Radhana Swami was mentioning, they are attracted to Lord Narasimha form. So that's not for protection. They're doing it like how we worship Krishna and Radharani. We worship them the same way they worship Lord Narasimha. They take pleasure in worshipping Lord Narasimha because they love Lord Narasimha. They are beyond that, the protection or anything. Just they want to worship. They decorate him and they dress him up and they give him ornaments, and then they put ornaments on him, and they give different weapons to Lord Narasimha. Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma, knife and swords, whatnot, axe and all those things they give to Lord Narasimha. Because Ugra Narasimha or Narasimhadev is having 10 arms, then he is holding different weapons in his hand. So they worship like that. That is their worship. So they are not for protection as such. So yes, it's again the mood of a devotee, different. That's what I'm saying. Depending on the mood of a devotee, he appears. And then he shows. Like one of the, you must have read this in Mayapur, they publish Narasimha, about Lord Narasimha. In one of the pastime of Lord Narasimha in Mayapur, because he is Ugra Narasimha, and that Lord Narasimhadev has to be worshipped by the devotee who is brahmachari. Who is a brahmachari from his childhood. Only those they worship the Lord Narasimha there in Mayapur. So one of the devotee who was worshipping Lord Narasimha, but he is very scared to worship Lord Narasimha. So much scared. But he want to worship Lord Narasimha, but he is scared. He is worshipping Lord Narasimha like that, with awe and reverence, with so much fear. And when he was sleeping in the night, suddenly he found something next to him, and he woke up and he saw Lord Narasimha is there next to him, and is placing his hand on his chest. My dear child, why you are so scared? Don't be scared. I am there to protect you. Why you are scared looking at me? He's placing his hand on his chest. And the devotee is shivering looking at Lord Narasimha. And then it's kind of a vision or a dream, or it's real. But the moment he come to his senses, he got up and he ran to the temple from Brahmachari ashram and paying obeisances, to go to Lord Narasimha and paying obeisances. It's kind of very early in the morning. It's 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock. There are some devotees sitting and chanting in the temple. They saw him. And then he found odd, everybody's looking at him in a way. Then he didn't understand. When he came out, then he found that he is just with his underwear. So that much he was in that bhava, he came. And then to substantiate what has happened, he had those marks of Narasimhadev's nails on his chest. So this is the bhava of a devotee. And that's how Lord reciprocates with the bhava of the devotee, in any way, in any form as such. So it's not just a pure protection, it's for depending upon the devotee's mood as such. Is that okay, Mataji?
That's beautiful, Prabhuji. So, Prabhuji,
Yeah.
like in we pray
you
to
so
Lord Hanuman for Sankat Mochan Naam Tiharo, like when we are in problem or crisis, is similar. And we were told that only unmarried girls can pray to Lord Hanuman, something like that. Thank you.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. And also, Prabhuji, like, please join us in the morning for chanting. We're trying to gather more devotees in the morning from any time between 4 and 7. I remember you used to join if it's possible. You used to always come and you always inspired us. So I still carry that inspiration. And I was encouraging other people because there are a lot of new people have joined in. So if they feel that it's hard to chant alone with Srila Prabhupada's chanting at home, then in association we can since we have so many participants here, almost there were more earlier, now some devotees left, so if they can join it'll be very nice, so we can have like you used to say, Prabhuji, this is everyday chant Harinam conference call. So main thing is 99% of devotional service is chanting. So I thought I'll just quickly make that announcement. Also invite you, Prabhuji, for joining back, just in case you're free at that time, because that is a time where we should be with Krishna and the devotees of Krishna, chanting in isolation, not isolation, with devotees, isolate that time. And so today was very nice. Kavita Mataji and Haladar Prabhu joined. And sometimes we also connect Houston devotees. They lots of chanting, and then I connect through my India call. So that way we have someone chanting, in the morning. Yeah, I just wanted to mention that. So thank you
Sure.
so much, Prabhuji, once again. Wonderful class. And I'm sure most of us will look forward to have some celebration. Although we had on Sunday, last Sunday, but there are some temples who are celebrating on Wednesday only, so, and also there's Ekadasi Prasadam after dusk, right? So
No, not needed. It's not, I mean, things are, I don't know,
okay,
changing. Normal prasadam only,
yeah.
prasadam.
So Prabhuji, how do you calculate the dusk time? Is it is it something like just we see on the phone the sunset just after sunset?
Normally sunset, during the sunset we can have it, but then you can see the temple, how the temple is following the timings. Normally
Okay.
for sunset in US, it goes up to now to 9 o'clock or 8:30, 8:45. It goes
Yeah,
like
that's what.
that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
okay.
So
And
it
of course,
depends on the temple. Like,
yes. And there are people who are not able to because of health reason. Then sometimes our temple, they will suggest that, they can take some fruits and milk or even Ekadasi Prasadam for that reason, if they cannot fast without,
yeah.
Yeah. So Ekadasi Prasadam can still be taken because it's light on the body and then, at least some form of, and we are used to doing on Ekadashi anyway. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So
you
where are
can.
you based, Prabhuji? Where are you?
I'm staying in New Vrindavan.
Oh, you're from in West Virginia.
Yes, Mother, in West Virginia.
Oh.
New Vrindavan.
Okay, so we came there less than a month ago. Maybe we
Oh,
missed.
is it? Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Thank you. Next time when you come, please meet me. I will try to meet you.
Definitely,
No?
definitely.
I'll try to meet you.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Vrindavan Das Prabhuji, this is Mahesh Pandya. I saw you after 1 year because of my sickness, but I'm so happy to hear from you today, and I really enjoyed your talk.
I am so happy to have your association, Mahesh Prabhu. Thank you for coming today and giving me the encouragement.
So if anybody has any comments, otherwise we can end the call. And festival days, generally there is always some, something more to do. So anybody has comments for Prabhuji? Okay, so we offer up prayers to all the devotees. Danot Pranam. Vancha Kalpatrubhishcha Kripa Sindhu
Patitanam.
Namo Namah. Koti Vaishnav
Ki
Srila
Jai.
Prabhupada.
Jai.
His good Prabhuji ki jai. Lord
Jai.
Narasimha Dev ki jai.
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 Thank you to all today. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you. Hare